I said, first of all, I want to thank God. I won't be here without the man above. Thank my family. Everybody who supported me, all the coaches, I mean my boys, I mean everybody, teachers, everybody. Everybody I love you, man. Thanks for all the support y'all gave me. I mean, it's going a long way. Y'all won't know. But now I'm going to make my decision, though. That's what I want. There you go. Take him out of time to Mizzou.
Well, there you have it. The number one defensive player in the country, according to ESPN, is going to be the next member of D-Line Zoo, Terry Beckner Jr. Where do we begin with the 6'4", 300-pound dynamo from East St. Louis, Illinois? He is an Under Armour All-American, the consensus number one defensive lineman in the country, the number 2 overall recruit in the nation, according to ESPN's Top 300. He was the St. Louis Post-Dispatch All-Metro Defensive Player of the Year after racking up 116 tackles, 3 sacks, 74 solo tackles. He had 1 interception. Oh yeah, the big man returned it 20 yards for a touchdown. Tremendous size, speed, agility, aggressiveness, a physical, athletic, and agile player, described to me by our coaching staff as simply the total package. Terry Beckner Jr. from East St. Louis, Illinois. And we are joined now by Mizzou's primary St. Louis area recruiter, Mr. Cornell Ford. And Coach, I'm sure this is one of those that was a long journey when you're recruiting a kid who has offers from literally everybody in the who's who of college football, which Mizzou is among. That's probably an uphill battle, but tell us how you were able to connect with him and convince him to come here to Mizzou.
Yeah, well, I think it was a tough decision for him, but the thing that we tried to do is to make it a family decision. I can't tell you how many times I told him I want your family to come join our family, and he's a family guy. He's an interesting young man that didn't get caught up in all of the social media. He's not a big social media guy, so he's hard to get a hold of at times. But we developed a really good relationship, not only with him but with Mom and with Dad as well. I don't think anybody noticed that Dad was wearing his New England hat there at the announcement, which just tells you he's a diehard New England fan. And we had an interesting conversation on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. And Terry couldn't stand. He can't stand the Patriots, so I can understand how that evening went. But great family. Grandma's a hoot. Granddads. I mean, when I say this is a family decision, this was definitely a family decision. And we were able to develop a really strong relationship with them. And, congratulations to all the Tigers.
Tell us about Terry Beckner Jr., the football player. We ran through some of the superlatives, but give us a little bit more.
Yeah, well, he's a big old, explosive, strong young man, and really, they've done a great job with him in developing him. But man, his ceiling is really, really high. We can't wait to get him here, and Coach Cool can get his hands on him and do his magic that he does with all of our defensive linemen. He'll fit in really well here, but he's very explosive, very athletic. That one interception that he had, myself and Coach Pinkel and Kat we're standing on the sidelines that particular game, and it's like, wow, look at him go, look at him run. He came to our camp and he did some extraordinary things at our camp, and we knew that this guy's got it. He's pretty special.
How far back does the recruiting effort go with a player of his caliber, and
well,
especially in this region?
Sure. I mean, you could see him coming up as a freshman. He was pretty special. And then sophomore year, and he just continued to get better and better. And he's so big, it's just probably unfair for him to even be out there. It's like a man playing with boys. But explosive, and we saw it when he was young, and that's when we first connected. When he was coming out of his sophomore year, we right away gave him an offer, and we knew that he would be at the top of the class with this particular class.
What do you think he needs to work on most and improve upon the most as he gets here and arrives?
Well, I mean, anytime a young man comes from a high school level to playing at this level, not only playing Division I, but playing in the SEC and playing against the type of people that we're going to play against. The speed of the game is different, and that's a transition that all players will have to go through, and he'll certainly have to go through it as well. But I think he'll transition pretty well. He's got a lot of confidence in himself, and he comes from a pretty good program. They play against pretty good people, and so I think he thinks he can come in here and make a contribution right away, and we wouldn't expect anything less than that.
Safe to say, it would seem, thanks to the work of the staff and you in particular, the Mizzou brand is doing pretty well in St. Louis, isn't it?
I mean, we've come a long way. When I first got here, and when we got myself and Coach Pinkel and the staff, and we went into St. Louis, and it was pretty tough there for the first couple of years. But we just put our roots down and developed relationships with coaches and the staffs and the high school coaches, and just slowly started to build our program. And I think the proof's in the pudding. Actually, proof's in the eating of the pudding. And our guys have been able to. We've had a lot of success here, and I think the schools and the people and the fans are excited about what they see coming out of the University of Missouri's football program.